and I pull them out walking towards the next one because it saves about a few seconds, but after you do it a couple of hours, those seconds turns into hours, and after days, a lot of time saved. Put them in a visible place, usually right over the mailbox, but anywhere where people are coming and going, maximize their visibility. So, there we go. You are making history. This is the first meeting of our participatory budgeting process. Nowhere else in the United States has this been done. Certainly never been done in the city of Chicago.
This is a brand new process. We're pedaling as fast as we can to try to get it sorted out, get it clear. What it is that every year the city distributes something called menu money to each alderman in all of the 50 wards. And the amount of money varies between $1 million and $1.5 million. Joe Moore, the alderman of this ward, wants to turn the decision-making process of how that infrastructure money gets spent over to you directly. We're going to move off to one part of the room where the safety committee is meeting, where the parks committee is meeting, and so forth and so on.
We don't want a dictator, even if his name starts with a D and he makes the garbage get picked up and the streets get plowed. No, we want to be able to make our own decisions, good or bad.
Right, that's why this is
because it's our money.
What do you think are some of the infrastructure needs in your area? There's a pothole on Oakley and Birchwood. It's been there since the first of the year.
Get everyone access to the internet, it's free. And then I started thinking about a computer lab to train people in the ward.
At the assembly in April, people can then go in and they would just vote within that category, which I'm not doing this very well, am I? Because the look on your face is, I'm not coming across.
It seems redundant. Whether it be banners or some sort of sculptures or just some sort of public display that represents a core value of Rogers Park, namely diversity.
Who wants to really work on these projects between now and the next meeting to put together on bikes, the sidewalk?
And one more thing. Two more things.
So we need to be continuing to do that, continuing to talk to community members and figure out their ideas and solicit their input. But we also really need to be doing the work of sort of surveying sites around the neighborhood and gathering info and gathering data so that we can then actually make those just vague suggestions into proposals.
Do we recommend the whole sidewalk or do we recommend some spot repairs? It's kind of some of the judgment calls that we'll have to make. I think that's where like the criteria we come up with comes in. What is the minimum street width requirement to do a bike lane?
I'm looking at these little reflective yellow bumps, you know, that they use for median dividers as a way to just designate the bike lane.
One of the biggest problems with bike lanes is the fact that you have this weaving traffic movement between the buses and the bicycles. Mm-hmm. This is a bad thing.
But why can't we just have curb, bike lane, curb, and then the cars park here?
We've got a lot of folks who are very passionate about bikes on our committee, about walking, about getting away from a car-based lifestyle. And of course we have members of our community that live a car-based lifestyle. So there's some tension right there and there's some passion, and anytime people bring ideas with passion, there's going to be conflict. That's a challenge. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that we've actually been able to work through that, so I think that's also been one of the enjoyable things about the process.
That's fine. We don't go hogging the light.
This evening is the first presentation by the various committees of the projects that they wish to put forward to the public.
I think the turnout's really exciting. We have a huge group of people, and I'm glad so many young people are here, and a lot of new faces.
Right here on April 10th, the entire ward is going to be invited to this location to vote on all of the projects that are going to be put forward for their approval. And depending upon which projects get the most votes, that's the way the money is going to be distributed.
We have a proposal to increase the amount of shelter on both sides of the platform there. Lots of folks have said there's not enough shelter, and also to increase the bench on the southbound side of the platform.
This would be a garden where the residents themselves could come and plant their own gardens and participate together to raise crops.
The unit cost for each mural would be $7,000, and that includes paying the artists. So you would see all the designs, and as a ward, we would vote on which we actually want to put up in Rogers Park.
Solar compactor, big belly trash cans.
Repaving the streets that really need the work done on it.
Adding speed humps around all of the play lots.
15 racks, bike racks, all of which would be functional, but would also be an original piece of art.
I really like the murals and street safety.
Talk about democracy. This 10-year-old kid actually initiated the idea for something that has now been proposed to the whole ward, which is stoplights at Farwell and Clark, where we nearly get killed every time we try to cross.
7,000, that's not bad.
It's not bad. For an 80-foot by 10-foot piece of art done by Chicago's best artists.
When they looked at number of users per acre in some of the park facilities, there were 3,500 dog users per acre.
Wow.
So you had 40 users for each acre of softball, but 3,500 users for each acre of dog park. There's an overwhelming need for off-leash space.
And we are going to be in the vanguard of a new movement that hopefully will sweep the land for more democratic governance. I am a firm believer that the people, when given enough information and enough time to deliberate, will make the right decisions.